Stereotype. A stereotype is not just a habit of the mind. It is a dream of thinking, in which a person sees other people's dreams and takes them for their own. They live in a world of ready-made formulas, learned truths, and convenient opinions. The world seems understandable because the answers have long been written down. But it is precisely where doubt disappears that the destruction of consciousness begins. Thought is born of tension, of the internal friction between I know and I'm not sure. Stereotypes remove this tension, replacing lively exploration with a mechanical reaction. They give a sense of confidence but take away reality. We stop seeing what is and start seeing what is expected to be seen. This is not the collapse of intellect, but the collapse of the ability to perceive genuinely. The most dangerous thing about stereotypes is not their falseness, but their invisibility. They are not imposed by force. They become ingrained in speech, gestures, morals, and everyday life. We begin to repeat other people's thoughts as naturally as we breathe. We don't even notice that we are speaking words that someone else once put into our mouths. A person under the influence of stereotypes does not realize that their thinking is no longer their own. They are convinced that they think independently, simply because they cannot see the cage they are in. Stereotypes are based not on logic but on fear. The fear of being wrong. The fear of stepping outside the boundaries of the familiar. The fear of being misunderstood. Stereotypes protect us from pain, from loneliness, from the need to think for ourselves. They create the illusion of belonging. If I think like everyone else, I am safe. But safety of mind is the death of spirit. To destroy a stereotype is to awaken thought. Not to destroy for the sake of destruction, but for the sake of purity of perception. This is not an act of rebellion, but an act of inner liberation. Every time you dare to ask a question where others pronounce dogma, you awaken life. Every time you see something unfamiliar, something alive, you regain your sight. True thinking is not knowledge, but the ability to see without fear. A stereotype is a veil between a person and reality. Can only be torn down with one movement: doubt. Stereotypes are dust on the mirror of the mind. They do not interfere with reflection until you want to see yourself for who you really are. But as soon as you take a deeper breath, the mirror will fog up from your own breath. That is when the journey begins. The journey of thought that is not afraid to be left without support. The path of a person who is learning to see again. And perhaps at this very moment, for the first time in a long time, he truly begins to think. Stereotypes do not kill thinking. They simply lull it to sleep until it stops breathing. Doubt is the breath of the mind. Cherish it, with gratitude and silence. Zohar Leo Pafi de Erdad. Between thoughts.